What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today, we've sold 2 Pizzy cards. Let's go. I knew eventually they'd go. I think they were the 2 fresh ones that sold, or at least one of them was fresh and one of them had 99.7 with a basic chem style but wasn't fresh. And then just a few other things have sold, a few silvers and such. And I've also got a few silvers on the transfer market that I've just left in the club here that I haven't listed up yet, because they were super rare. They were super rare last night, and I don't know if they were basically see it's weird, isn't it? There's one of this guy under 1,000, and then that's it. So I'm gonna list mine up for 1,000, and I'll just keep relisting him until he eventually sells. And this guy as well. There was only 4 of him on the market last night when I compared his price. But there were 2 of them at like 400 coins and then 2 of them at 10,000 coins. So I kind of wanted to wait for the morning and see what the price was, and he's about 700 coins too. Now, obviously yesterday we talked about not playing FUT Champs anymore, and there's a lot of comments in the comment section, and I want to try and pick out as many as I can and the best ones. And I will get to that when we do some gameplay. But first of all, I just want to discuss a little bit about draft and the deeper abilities and the deeper benefits of the draft, and preface this with the fact that the draft is far from perfect. This whole game is far from perfect in almost every regard, right? And draft falls perfectly in line with that. But a lot of people don't like draft, and I get why you don't like the draft. I get why you don't enjoy the draft, and I'm not here to try and convince you to change your mind or make you play draft. I don't care if you play draft or not. I care that you have a good time on the game that you play, and if that's on champs or rivals or draft or singles matches or whatever, you do you enjoy the game as much as you can. Get whatever enjoyment out of it that you can from the areas that you enjoy playing. I'm not trying to force people to play the draft. I ultimately don't care. Just trying to explain a little bit more about why I enjoy the draft. And so it comes actually from a tweet that I made earlier on today. I've played a lot of drafts already on this account. Now I have completed 150 drafts online. Around 25 of those or so I threw away in the first round, either looking for Team of the Year cards. When Team of the Year came out, I threw away at least 10 drafts trying to get that Team of the Year Ronaldo. I've thrown away at least 10 to 15 drafts from looking for 193s, and I've thrown away like 4 or 5 drafts where I just didn't like the draft at all, and I was like, I just don't want to play this, right? So, with that being said, we've still had to pay the coins to enter there, and I tweeted 200 combined entries on the Road to Glory, because I've got 50, actually 51 now on the offline, and we'll get to that in a second. That's 3 million coins worth of draft entries, or 60,000 FIFA points that have a cost price of £400. So in terms of value for money and everything that comes with draft, £400 for 200 entries is brilliant. Would love draft mode to get more attention. And a lot of people took that as me saying that I'm happy that EA are charging us to pay money for the game, and that if you lose in the first round every time, you're essentially paying £400 for nothing. And whilst I don't necessarily agree with that, the whole point about it being £400, it was more to show the fact that, hey, I have got £400 worth of content for nothing. I haven't paid £400 for my draft entries. That's just what they're worth. They're worth 60,000 FIFA points. They're worth £400. And I've got them just through playing the draft. And that's what I found to be great value. I genuinely found the fact that, hey, I've just played with coins. And the whole point of Draft to Glory, which I know this isn't, this is Road to Glory, but the whole point of Draft to Glory was to see if it was sustainable using 1 coin entry to draft. Or actually, it was to see, back in FIFA 16 and 17, you got a draft token just for being on FIFA. They just gave you a draft token. And the whole point of Draft to Glory was to see whether you could take that draft token, play the draft, make more than 15,000 coins back, and then use that 15,000 coins as the sustainability to make profit. And in FIFA 16 it was very successful, and in FIFA 17 it was extremely successful, where I made well in excess of like 4 million coins, and I didn't play the draft nearly as much as I do now. And I hated the fact that they were just wasted coins on an account. So I obviously merged Draft to Glory and Road to Glory together so that I could benefit from those coins, and that has worked perfectly for me this year. Obviously, packing that Hullet that I sold for 6 million was a massive win, but I think in general I've probably made in excess of 10 million coins from draft. And it's funny because I haven't really played FUT Champs aside from the fact that we didn't finish this weekend league even to 14 wins, I finished at 6-0, like I said to you guys I would. But I haven't even played FUT Champs for a whole weekend since before Christmas, or I think the week before Christmas. So for three or so 4 months, I haven't played FUT Champs, I haven't played FUT Rivals, I haven't even been opening packs. And the money that I make, the cards that I have and the SBCs and stuff like that, all of that, not all of that, but some of it is from Bronze Pack Method, some of it is from trading and investing, some of it is from SBC, Pack Luck and such. But most of it is from draft. And when we look at my transfer profit, I think I'm closing in on 20 million now. Yeah, we're at 18.5 million. And I genuinely think it's fair to say that at least 10 million of that profit is from draft. 6 million of that obviously from Hullet, but 10 million or minimum 10 million from draft. And most of the rest of that comes from bronze packs. I'd say probably anywhere between 3 and 4 million from bronze packs. And you probably think, no way, no chance. But genuinely, it's just bronze pack method and draft long term are great value. And I will explain in a second a little bit more why draft can be great value long term. But I have nearly 18.5 million coins transfer profit, which is mental on a road to glory. I only have 2 million coins in coins. And I think if I sold everything, players and all, I reckon I'd get up to about 6 million. And that would give me another 4 million or so transfer profit and take me up to like the 22 million transfer profit mark. But that means I'm short about 18 million coins. About 16 million coins. I've got 18 or so million transfer profit. I've only got 2 million in coins. So where did the other 16 million coins go? And of course, it went into sometimes the cards that I've got for investments, and it went into these kind of things. And this was one of the things, these cards here, when people you were talking about red list and pack luck and stuff, and they look at these two cards here specifically, my two end game team of the years, these weren't just, I opened a couple of packs and got them. These were, I opened for Kante, it was actually from FUT Rivals rewards, but from Varane, it was from upgrade packs. And I didn't just do 10 upgrade packs or 100 upgrade packs. I did hundreds of upgrade packs at like 10,000 coins a pop. And so when you do 10, that's 100,000 coins. When you do 100, that's a million coins. If I did 200 or 300, that's 2 to 3 million coins put into upgrade packs that I got Varane out of that isn't even worth that anymore. And so it's, a lot of coins have been wasted in upgrade packs and SBCs. And in FIFA 17 we got caught up in the SBC hype and our account was just mostly untradables. And in FIFA 18 I feel like we did a really good job of keeping a good balance of untradables versus tradables until the very end of the game, when team of the season was just loads and loads of untradable packs and upgrade packs, and we ended up having just a super stacked club full of loads of really fun untradables. We had like Prime Hullet, Prime Henry, Prime Aldini, Prime Ronaldo, Prime Zanetti. My club was like 5 or 6 monster Prime icons and then just loads of other players. But a lot of this stuff that you see here is all funded and facilitated by drafts. And that's why I just generally loved the draft mode and loved comparing the two or combining the two on the account, is because it's a good mode. So when I said on Twitter, and again, I think a lot of people just kind of misunderstood my perspective. I wasn't saying that, hey, you should go and spend real money on draft. No, you just go and attain 15,000 coins. It's really not difficult. Play champs and rivals and squad battles for 1 week, and you'll have enough coins for drafts for a month. It's very, very easy. But the brilliant thing about the draft is the fact that you get to use players that you could never afford. Okay, you don't necessarily get to use them in the formation you'd like or with other players that you'd like, and you might only use them for a minimum of 1 game and a maximum of 4 games. But I can't tell you how much fun I've had using Primer Eusebio, Primer Hullet, Primer Cruyff, Team of the Year Ronaldo. Players that even on my account, on this road to glory, I wouldn't be able to use without the draft, or unless I went, especially as a first owner road to glory. And then in terms of making profit, there was a lot of responses from my tweet about the draft saying, you can only make profit if you go to the first round, if you go past like the semi-final, if you get to the final. And it's just not true. And the reason why it's not true, and it comes down to something very similar to bronze pack method, right? With bronze packs, when you open a pack, I don't expect to make profit right here, right now, off of this bronze pack. I might pack a Cardiff player or a Wolves player or a Saudi league player or something. I might pack a League One player. I didn't. I've packed a Utrecht player there. And I've packed all attributes card. So the Utrecht player is selling for, he's not even selling, right? He doesn't even sell. There's way too many at 200. He won't sell. So these three players here, I'm not going to make profit off of this pack right now. I could probably sell this for like 200 coins. Wait, is this selling for 1,000 coins? No way. 300 coins. Let's go. What I anticipate is that eventually there will be an SBC where, English League 2 players are just really, really important. And these guys will go up to 300, 400, 500. And even if we're conservative and we say we make 300 coins a man, that's 900 coins there, plus the 300 coins from the attributes card. That's 1,200 coins that I will eventually realize from this one bronze pack. Not now, maybe not in a week, maybe in a month, but eventually I will get there. And with the draft, when you open a pack, and let's open a pack. I'm saving these obviously for Fuck Birthday, but for the sake of argument, let's save it. Let's say you get, whatever pack it may be, whether it's a gold pack, a premium gold pack, a gold players pack, a jumbo premium gold players pack, a 100k pack, doesn't matter what it is. At one stage or another, and last week for Carnival was a prime example of this, at one stage or another, these players will be worth loads. There was Max here, this German left back. I think he was one of the cards that went up to like 3 or 4k. And whilst right now he's worth a maximum of 600 coins, what rating is he? 78. I actually just want to go and have a look at his price chart. Yeah, literally March the 13th, 5 days ago, he was worth 1,400 coins. And with this many players, just out of this pack, how many players we've got to here? 12. Let's say just the 9 commons. Just from these 9 commons, eventually they'll all be worth 1,000, 1,500 coins, and that's your money back. And if you lose in the first round and you get 2 5k packs and the silver players pack, you can still make profit off of those 6 gold players that you get out of the 5k pack. And in fact, I want to open a 5k pack. I want to... obviously we're making content here, guys, which is why I'm opening these packs. We're not doing this for just for a laugh. But even players, players like Roger and Victor Sanchez, every time there's an SBC that causes these cards to be even semi-relevant, they boom in price. And then you had players, again, like during Carnival, like Zaza, the Italian striker, his price went through the roof. He is currently worth 850 coins for an 82 rated rare player. During that one day of Carnival where the Italian Serie A cards were worth a lot, he literally went up to 7,000 coins. And so if you get a 5k pack as your reward, I hope I don't get anything good out of this, because the whole point of it, showing this here, is that it's supposed to be just a general tragic pack that people would assume that is there. Now, this is literally your typical pack. If you wanted to squeeze the most out of this pack, you could sell these 4 items here, the manager and the 3 contracts. You could sell them for 200. It might take you 10, 15 or 20 listings, but you could sell them, especially the contracts. If you bulk listed contracts, they would sell. I have way too many to care to keep those. And the same with the Italian Manager League. You could sell that for 200, and you could sell these for 200 as well. The kits, I don't think will probably sell. But again, there's loads of them on the market now. There's just too many of these. But you could sell all of this content eventually for 200 coins a piece and make yourself, 2, 4, 6, 8, like 12, 1,400 coins back. Now, that's nowhere near your 15,000 coins. But you don't only get one 5k pack for losing in the first round of the draft. And the silver pack's also super important. But Elkerson here is currently selling for about 400 coins. Proper is currently selling for maybe 1,000 coins. Maybe like 700, 800 coins there. And Orozco is selling for like 400 coins. This guy here, the 76 rate goalkeeper, he'll probably never be worth more than he currently is. But this guy here, Proper, it wouldn't surprise me if there's been already a few times in FIFA where Proper is worth 3,000 or 4,000 coins. And the highest he went to was 2,700 coins. And that's, that's like 3k back of a 15k entry from one card at the right time. And the right time, just like with bronze packs, the right time might be a week from now, a month from now, or whatever. But eventually, these cards will give you the value back, assuming you lose the draft every round in the first round. Now, if you are losing the draft every round in the first round, I would probably say don't play the draft. Like, just go and play the other game modes. You'll get way better efficiency out of them. But I think it's fair to say that as long as you can even get out of the first round, sometimes that's a win. Now, you'll see here, I have entered the offline draft 51 times, and I have not once tried to progress. I just quit in the first round. And the reason why I do that is, again, because of the profitability options from the first round exit long term. And I'll show you right here exactly what I do and why I do it. And why, again, I think draft, and again, I want to reiterate, draft isn't a perfect game mode. There are so many changes that I think could be made to draft that would just be amazing. First and foremost, I think if they put SBC cards in draft, that would be great. I think that would be a huge win for people. They would get to try out SBC cards when they pop up and test out whether or not they want to spend their coins on those. And it might even encourage people to do more SBCs than less SBCs. And then secondly, if let's say you didn't do Zlatan Ibrahimovic's SBC card, but you could get him in draft, you might be inclined to spend more coins on draft, right? Because you're like, hey, I just love playing with that Ibra. I can't play with him in regular on my team. Let me draft him and get him. That's one massive change that I would like to see made. Another change I would like to see made is reward structure like Rivals, where I can take double the rewards as untradeable, or I just get an option of rewards as well. Like, that would be amazing. I would love to see a whole bunch of anyway, I could talk about what I would like to see in draft to death, but the whole perspective is, why am I playing draft? Because with me drafting a lot recently, specifically, a lot of people are just like, game's boring when you draft only, like people just don't like the draft. And I'm just kind of trying to almost give my perspective as to why I think there is a lot of benefits from draft for many reasons, outside of the fact that I knew I was going to get a draft token pack. God damn it. For many reasons, I have like 3 draft token packs in there now. I just need to go onto the web app to get them. Let me try again. Let's build a draft together here. And the beautiful thing about the offline draft is you just get to try the 193s. If you can get them, great. If you can't, no dramas. Our cams here will really determine whether or not we can get the 193, and it's not looking promising, I've got to be honest. Unless we get a Pele or a Maradona here. Wow, there's Pele and Maradona there. We got a chance of a 193 now, especially if we get Zanetti here. Oh, Manuel Petit shows up. I will take that Petit. Obviously, strong links to French and icons. And then the secondary player will take Casemiro. I'm just going to try and skip through these. I don't want to, this isn't about building a draft per se. This is more about just explaining and showing the reward structure of the offline draft that hopefully won't give me another Yashin. Hopefully won't give me another draft token. And to be fair, I have picked up a whole bunch of draft tokens from the offline draft, but most of the time you get silver player pack, premium silver pack, a gold pack, and then sometimes also a loan pack or another player's pack. This draft is actually pretty legit. It's just sad that A, I'm not going to get this to a 193, or maybe I am, I don't know, and B, I don't care to play with these drafts offline. It's literally about the potential profitability of quitting in the first round. And let me tell you something, I would not have done it 51, now 52 times if I wasn't at least getting something out of it. I could have probably got that to a 191, I think, but it's not high enough rated outside of that. But yeah, we're 52 deep into this now. When you think about how many coins that costs, that's like 10 would be 150,000 coins. So 5 times that, you're literally looking at 750,000 coins, almost 800,000 coins I've put into this in cost value. Now, I haven't actually spent almost 800,000 coins into this because, as I said, I would say at least one of every 3 times I get a draft token as the reward. So that just reduces that means, let's say 15 or 20 of these drafts are just covered by the draft token in return. So maybe 30 drafts have been paid for with coins, but that in itself is still about 450,000 coins. Now, do you think I would be stupid enough on a road to glory, a first on road to glory, to burn 450,000 coins for nothing? No. The reason why I do it, again, is for long-term profitability and some short-term profitability. You know, as I say, you get 2 silver packs typically out of the draft, sometimes 3 silver packs, sometimes you get the loan pack, sometimes you don't. Obviously, if you don't get the loan pack, it's way more beneficial for you. But yeah, I wouldn't just burn 450,000 coins back. And I think it's fair to say that I've probably, in fact, I know I have made profit from doing what I'm doing here. And again, it's just another method of extracting efficiency out of this game. Hopefully, this time we don't get the draft token. God damn it. See what I mean? It's just constant draft tokens. But anyway, you typically get like silver packs and stuff, and the silver packs have players that have value, and it's the same as bronze pack method, and it's the same as draft, the drafting method. When you get the silver pack, I mean, right here we've got some great players here for sellability. 400 coins for this guy, Crystal Palace player, currently selling for like 2,000 coins. So I'm actually going to make profit off of this specific pack. This guy is going to sell for 1,000 coins. So we've already made about 3,000 coins just off of the players, maybe even more than that. Jesus Christ, this guy's worth like 700 coins or so. We'll make 3 or maybe even 4,000 coins just off of the players, right? Now, if this was the draft and not me opening the pack, I'd also get a little bit of profit from these two, nothing major. This doesn't sell, and then the DC United kit, another 1,400 coins. I'll drop it down to 1,200. I made a whole bunch of profit off of that pack, right? I made maybe like 5,000-6,000 coins off of that pack, and not every pack's going to be that profitable. Otherwise, silver pack method would just be even better. But along with the other gold pack that you get, and then along with the silver players pack or the premium silver players pack that you will also get, it's just another way that you just make really good profit long term, because you can look at, what's crazy, look at the duplicates there. Having opening a silver pack and getting 3 duplicate silvers is mental, and the reason why it's mental is because it means that I have an insane amount of silvers. But all of these silver cards, now, assuming they're not duplicates, which I know they are, but assume that they weren't duplicates, all of these silvers would eventually in time be worth loads. For example, last week for the weekly objectives, this German left back would have been selling for like 12 to 1,500 coins for a day or so before everybody had either completed the objectives and were reselling on, or had found better alternatives, or was opening silver packs or whatever. But this guy, in fact, let me have a look. I don't know if Footbin would have taken his price too closely. He went up to 3,000 coins for this random. Right now he's selling for nothing. This would have been again, out of the first, even in the first round in Foot Draft of online, sometimes you get silver packs. Most of the time you get gold packs and a silver pack. If this was the guy in your silver pack, initially you'd be sitting there thinking, well, damn, I've lost money on this draft. But you haven't. As long as you pay attention to why cards are selling and when, you can make profit off of everything. And in that sense, like if we look at weekly objectives this week, you'll notice that there is, assist using the UEFA Champions League player. That's not going to move the needle on anyone. Win 4 squad battles using 11 Chinese Super League players. That doesn't impact silvers or bronzes, so that's not important. Score using German players in 3 separate rivals matches. Again, people won't use silvers or bronzes for that. Win 3 online singles using at least 8 players from the Republic of Ireland. So now there's a chance here. And then here, PSG players minimum 3, Marseille players minimum 3. Difficulty world class, probably that would be golds as well. This weekly objective definitely gives an opportunity for silvers and bronzes. And so if we go and have a look at our Republic of Ireland players, now as I say, typically these cards just wouldn't ever sell. And there we go, some of those cards sold, which is brilliant. Oh, that Spanish guy actually sold for 1,000 coins. Happy days. If we go to the Republic of Ireland, and if I first of all look at my bronzes, if I've got any high pace bronzes, like this guy with 82 pace, this guy probably is selling right now. He's not. God damn it. You're supposed to be proving my point, dude. Have we got any 84 pace on this guy? Is he selling? No. There's probably, this guy might be selling just because he's Liverpool and Republic of Ireland. Yeah, there you go. This guy will sell for like 400 coins. I'm going to list him up for 400 coins because that's 400 coins that he's never usually worth. And And as the bronzes go down, they get worse and worse and worse. I think there's probably too many gold Republic of Irelands. This guy will be selling. A card, he's going for like 1,000 coins by looks. What? Why only 450 coins? Is Dave Meyer being price fixed at 10k? He is. Anyway, you guys get my point. Some of these cards will be selling, some of them won't be. This guy is selling for 400. What league is he? English League 3. There you go. This is a card that is 100% always at 200 coins, 150. And now, because he's got 70 pace and he's a centre-back, he's selling for a little bit more. Anyway, that's my point is, and I should be keeping some of these players because I want to do that objective. My point is that you can just make profit, and I probably could have said this a lot easier. You could just make profit long-term from drafts, even if you don't always win the draft. And that doesn't, if you're on the end of the spectrum where you do genuinely lose the first round every single time, probably it's not for you, right? But if you can at least get to the second or third round most of the time, sometimes the final, sometimes you lose in the first round, I genuinely believe long term you can make good profit from the draft. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get into the draft now. I know you guys prefer a live draft. I'll explain in the draft why I wasn't doing it live a bit deeper. I'll be right back. All right, guys, as we get into building the draft, I don't know how long that live part was. I hope it was around 12 to 15 minutes. Knowing me, it was probably 20 to 25 minutes. I apologize if it was like extremely long-winded. Sometimes I can just ramble a lot just for no good reason. Anyway, the reason why today's draft isn't live, and typically I want to make them live more. I know you guys enjoy specifically the draft building phase. I know you enjoy it more when it's live. Is last night after I finished streaming, it was like 2:30, and I was sitting there, I was doing a few things for YouTube and stuff, and I was watching Skills draft for 193, and he was giving me some crap, man. You know what I mean? He was like making this weird accent that I pretend I make. He was trying to not take responsibility for getting me fat. And hey, listen, if you guys win his stream, you'll know his side of the story. This is Skills, my side of the story, right? Skills like, hey man, you want to go Chili's? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go. I don't want to be a bad guest. I don't want to, if he's hungry, man's got to eat. We get to Chili's. I'm like, yeah, of course I'm going to eat as well. I'm like, I'm here. And then when we get there, he's like, oh, you order, I'm not eating. Wait, what? You can't be like, hey, do you want to go somewhere? And then get there and be like, no, this isn't for me. But anyway, I was watching him draft and like ripping me and stuff. And I was just like, damn, I just want to draft. I want to make a draft and I want to play the draft. And I initially hadn't planned on uploading it. It was one of those ones where I was like, look, I'm just going to draft it and then we'll play through it and I probably won't win. It was late at night or whatever. But I ended up winning the draft. So I just went, but the beautiful feature in the Elgato where you can roll back up towards 2 hours. I managed to roll all the way back to the start of the draft and capture all of the footage. If I didn't have my Elgato open, I would have been screwed. Thankfully, I had it open. We ended up building an absolute monster draft as well, and won the whole thing. Now, some comments. I've only got 4 comments from today. The first one is from Kush Productions, and he says, FIFA, probably the only big game where winning isn't even enjoyable anymore. Not only that, it makes me think about games where I lose, and I still get enjoyment out of them. And in Fortnite, I can lose and just move on. I still enjoyed my time in the game. In League of Legends, I can lose and still enjoy my time in the game. I've been playing a lot of Division 2 recently, and I can die, and I know that I've still enjoyed my time on the game. In FIFA, win or lose, you could still come away and be like, God damn it, man, this game is just so triggering. But what the issue for, I think, one of the fundamental issues, aside from the fact that, gameplay is in not the best state, we'll get to that a little bit in a second. One of the big things is that in other games, take out PvE, take out Division 2 and just to put in PvP, I have the opportunity of understanding where I went wrong and learning from it and growing as a player. In Fortnite specifically, I can go back and watch every game I've played in insane detail, slow it down, look at every angle, look at where I got shot from, how I got shot, and I can take things away from that and learn and improve. And on a game like League of Legends, you know, I could just absorb information from the people that I'm playing against or people that I'm playing with and learn from them. You know, I remember back in Bronze Life for League of Legends when I would be a support. I really enjoy support. I enjoy AD carry as well, but I really enjoy support. And every now and then I'd match up with somebody who was just better than me, even though they're in bronze for whatever reason. And they would just explain a few things to me, like, you know, make sure you ward here and here at these times because of these reasons. And I take that information and I can progress on and learn and grow from that. And if I'm getting, you know, like a lot of the times you would get like, just like pressured in lane a lot. And me being me, I'm like, yeah, look, I love being fresh. I'm like, I'm gonna land a hook on this guy. We're gonna like ace him. And you know, sometimes my ADC would be like, dude, I don't have the power for this fight. Try not to hit. You know, try not to catch them and go in because I'm not ready for it. And so instead, I'd spend my time figuring out ways to gain minor advantages in a lane where we're being pushed. And that might be making sure that my talisman is getting me maximum gold, making sure that I'm hitting as much poke as I can and zoning the AD just by the threat of me being there, pushing them away and help, you know, hopefully having them miss minions. And you can use the data that you have whilst playing the game to improve your game. In FIFA, you can't go back and watch the games unless you're in top 100. You can't learn from something that went right or something that went wrong because there's no rhyme or reason generally why it happens, and it leaves people just incredibly frustrated. Yeah, I think that, well, that's my thoughts on that. 10 Waterbeast says, can we go back to the days where we played this game for the sheer love of it? Probably never, 10 Waterbeast, and I mean that in general gaming everywhere, because of how much money is involved in gaming now compared to even 3 years ago or 5 years ago, and specifically 8 or 10 years ago. There is so much money to be made that most games, specifically AAA titles, will be heavily geared towards, you know, making profit, making more money, getting people to buy in-game cosmetic items or enhancement items or new weapons or whatever it may be. A lot of it will be geared towards that, and because of that, because of the fact that they're trying to make money, it means that the games are less about creating a game that is fun for the consumer and more about creating a game that is a product to be purchased for the consumer. And it is going to have, probably for some years, an impact where gaming just goes intensely competitive, which is what we've seen in FIFA this year. You know, it's just all competitive. It is just all super competitive. Next comment is from M. Says, I agree with changing player picks from Team of the Week to Carnival players, but the tradable Team of the Week packs would have to be filled with way less players, as it would inflate the market. Well, it would actually deflate the market for Carnival players because there would be more of them. But there were a lot of comments like this that were like, oh, they should never give promo players in the tradable packs because it will just make them really cheap. And I do concede the point that, you know, when I said, oh, if I had got a Carnival pack, I would have made, you know, what was it, 350,000 coins or whatever. I actually wouldn't have made that much because loads of other people would have been getting Carnival packs and it would have pushed the price down. Probably not to Team of the Week prices because they're down in like the 10s and 15s, but definitely down, you know, cheaper than what they were. And a lot of people were saying things like, you know, like this would cause huge problems for the market. Players like Neymar would be less than 1 million coins. And my response to that is just, so what? You know, who cares that 96 Neymar is under 1 million coins? Surely that's what we want. We want affordable, usable players. We don't want Neymar to be, I don't even know what he is at the moment. Probably, I bet he's probably close to 1 million. But I would much prefer it if the game had accessible, affordable players. So Neymar's 2.7 million. Even if he was 1 million or sub 1 million, most people would still be priced out of Neymar. So it's not like all of a sudden they're going to put Carnival players in you know, rival champs rewards and now every Tom, Dick and Harry has a Neymar in his squad. No. Sure, it'll make it more accessible for some, but I genuinely think that's not a problem. You know, I think it's absurd that, you know, you can pay to have a massive advantage on this game by your team. And playing draft really showed me just how good the greatest players in the game are in terms of the actual cards. Primer Hullet, Prime of Eusebio, Prime of Cruyff, Team of the Year Ronaldo, Team of the Year Neymar, Team of the Year Mbappe. These are 6 cards that are levels above the cards that I'm using. And my team is great already. My Player of the Month for Aubameyang is fantastic. My Raul Prime Icon is fantastic. My Zlatan Ibrahimovic is fantastic. And you know, you guys in comment section, not all of you, some of you guys used to say, oh, I'm only hitting elite because my team's so far ahead of other people's teams. Well, let me tell you something. These players are levels above, and I think they should be accessible to people. I think people should be able to afford a Prime or a Team of the Year Ronaldo without having to fork out 7.5 million coins. It's unreasonable to expect any player outside of the 0.1% to be able to afford that in any way or shape or form. The only ways you can afford that 99 Ronaldo is if you spend an obscene amount of money in the game, or if you spend an obscene amount of time on the game and potentially have to be relatively good at it as well to even accumulate that amount of coins. There's no other way, or get ridiculously damn lucky in a pack. There's no other, and again, that is a 0.1%, which means 99.9% of the people will never have the opportunity to use that Cristiano Ronaldo unless it's in draft. And I don't think that's I don't think that's good. Why not give us Team of the Year cards in Champs rewards and have that Ronaldo down at 2.5 or 2.8 million and make it fairer for everyone? Wasn't their motto the other year, fun, fair for everyone? It's not fair for everyone at all, is it? It's just far from being fair ultimately. And then lastly, Daniel McQuitty says, I find just playing in a way that's enjoyable is more important than abusing mechanics. And that's fair enough, dude. If that's how you like playing the game, I'm not here to tell you how to play or what to do or how to enjoy the game. If you just love playing FIFA as if it were football, that's great. You know, obviously safe in the knowledge that you will lose far more games because of it. But anyway, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rate, and comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.